Hello, fellow classmates and Dr. Travers. This is EvidenceBased and I am finally getting to my Week 12 scholarly project video update. A reminder about my project topic. I am pursuing my doctorate with a nurse education focus. My master's is in nursing education as well, and I do teach full-time as clinical faculty at a university in the Midwest. When I was choosing a topic, I dove into the research, and what I found is research was showing that there is a nurse educator shortage. There is a lack of support in the transition to nursing academia. Instructors lack confidence in teaching skills often, and anecdotal notes were historically used to give feedback and support evaluations in the clinical nursing setting. So, as my own personal experience, I truly wanted to focus on clinical nursing instructors, and my population participants were clinical instructors teaching in the 2022 to 2023 academic year. The intervention that I had chosen was a pre and post test design using the Clinical Nurse Educator Skills Acquisition Assessment Survey, which had already been validated to be reliable, and I do have written permission to use that from the creator of that. My intervention then dove into, I wanted to improve confidence in the clinical instructor's ability to evaluate students. And one way I thought to do that was to create an anecdotal note template. So I reviewed the different research that was available, and I created an anecdotal note template. This was not college specific at all. It was developed based on the latest National League of Nursing Next Gen NCLEX, as well as the AACN's new essentials and competencies for clinical instructors. In order to use the anecdotal note template, I created videos of simulated student performances and then did voiceover videos explaining on how the anecdotal note template could be useful and how you may want to document that student's performance on a note template. I will send a link to this PowerPoint, and the intervention video examples are here. So I do each video was under 5 minutes long. I do a brief video on how the note template was created and what research I used for that. I have a little 2-minute simulated student performance video there, starring myself. And then there's about a 4-minute video on how that note template could help the instructor cue into those evaluated behaviors of the simulated experience that they just watched. When I chose to do this study, as I was dealing with self-confidence, I chose the theory of self-efficacy by Bandura. And in that, it goes into, Bandura explains how there's many ways that we as people gain confidence and self-efficacy. And one of them was the performance outcomes and self-modeling and emotional state. So to do that, I wanted it to support my theory of self-efficacy. I wanted clinical instructors to be able to practice in evaluative, teaching and evaluative experiences outside of an actual real experience, thus using the simulated experiences for them. So the goal with the creation of this intervention was to, first of all, self-model or show them in how this could be used and showing them an example of how it could be used. Then kind of letting them think through and kind of practice in a very low stakes environment, which is a simulated online experience, which would hopefully cause them less stress, less physiological arousal, as Bandura likes to say, which would hopefully overall increase their development of self-efficacy and improve their behavior and performance overall. The evidence-based practice model that I used was the knowledge to action framework. In the knowledge creation phase there in the center, I was able to review the research. I took a lot of time listening to the next-gen NCLEX and the NLN's process for moving to the new clinical judgment model. And that is very much incorporated into my anecdotal note template. I was able to identify the problem through the research, which was that clinical instructors are often not supported in their transition to their new roles, and they do lack confidence. With the application, I was able to apply that by creating a new anecdotal note template in this workshop or training, so to speak, on how you might use a anecdotal note template to help you be a better clinical instructor overall. To go over my results thus far, as of today, I have 23 participants only that have completed the study per analectasis. My goal was actually, I believe, 34. So I have reached out to my resources again, and I am actually, even since I've done this, gained a few more. So I'm really hoping to have more participants by next week. I do have the email and phone contact information for the statistician that a fellow colleague has used. He is noting that he does have a 2-week turnaround time. So I do want to use that statistician to help me really kind of be able to give me some good quality data more quickly than I honestly could, to be honest. And the positives in this, however, although I feel a little behind, I've had 2 fellow instructors who have already reached out. They have asked my permission to use my template for their own research and implementation at their colleges. So that was kind of a neat thing that we have. So I'm behind. Positive that my project will be useful to clinical instructors. If you know any other clinical instructors teaching this year, please email me, and I'd be happy to send them out the survey link. And my email and contact information is there. So thanks for listening.